All right, what's going on, YouTube fam? We are back. I got my man Eric with me. Say what's up, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. So I want to talk about beginner bikes today. What is a good beginner bike? What is not? And the main thing I want to do, Eric, is I want to use you as an example to dispel this notion that you should start on a small bike. That makes...
Definitely not.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to start on a small bike. I mean, just to give you the example of Eric, this guy right here. He walked into the Harley dealership never having sat on a bike, never knowing anything about motorcycles. He picked out the 2022 Lowrider S, and which is a 117 engine, and walked out with it. Now, Eric, was that intimidating for you?
Oh, definitely not. I was like super excited.
You were super excited, right?
That doesn't have to do with starting off on a small bike.
Right.
It has to do with the connection you have with the bike and what bike is right for you.
Yeah, so, I mean, saying that a powerful bike, all this notion that people go, oh no, I can't get that bike, it's too much for me, I'm gonna kill myself. No, you're not gonna KILL yourself. The YouTube algorithm will fucking kill me for saying kill myself. So, I'm gonna bleep that out.
Now you got it.
Yeah, now I have to bleep it out. Anyway, so yeah, that's a ridiculous notion. You're not gonna kill yourself on a bike. That's like saying, even though you've been driving for whatever, even if you just learned how to drive, that's like saying that you're gonna kill yourself on a sports car. That is ridiculous. You're gonna kill yourself if you drive like an idiot. You're gonna hurt yourself that way. But as long as you, the new rider, know the relationship between you, the throttle, the clutch, and the engine, if you learn to ride on your bike, I don't care how new you are, you're gonna learn to ride on that bike. If you're gonna make a stupid decision, the bike doesn't matter. So just, remember what you're taught at your safety classes, and that's it. I mean, you gotta be really freaking lacking in self-control if you actually don't get a bike that you want because you think you're gonna quote-unquote yourself. Now, I'm not going out there and telling new guys to buy a Hayabusa right off the bat. Bike the bike you want. Bike the bike you feel comfortable with. That's the best beginner bike. It's the one you want to start on. Not necessarily because the salesman tells you the Iron 883 is better than the Lowrider S. This guy, never having seen a bike before, jumped on this Lowrider S, took his safety course, he hasn't looked back. And correct me if I'm wrong, you're loving it.
No, everything you're saying is right.
Completely life-changing.
When I took the course, that bike felt uncomfortable when I was taking the entire course.
Exactly.
And it was like a smaller bike. With more power and everything, and I had just started on the bike for the first time.
Now, has the power...
When I got back on this one, it was like perfect. It was just right.
Exactly. So
everything felt right about it.
So the fact that it's a 117 engine, that has not been intimidating for you, right?
Definitely not.
Okay, that's because you know yourself and you know your relationship with that throttle, and you know what the bike is capable of, but you know you're not stupid enough to just start riding like an idiot, So the
it's got power, it's got force, but it's all about how you use it.
Exactly, it's how you use it. So I want to reiterate, it's not about the bike. It's about your relationship with the throttle. It's whether you're comfortable on the bike. That matters a whole lot more than whatever people out there tell you, oh, this is a good beginner bike, this is not a good beginner bike. That is the ridiculous notion. And look how beautiful that bike is. The 2022 Lowrider S, man, I absolutely love this bike. It is a fantastic motorcycle. And look, he's been riding for what, 3 months? 3 months, and look how confidently he's riding.
I just made the second payment on it.
Yeah, look how confidently he's riding. He's not afraid to ride side by side. He's doing good. We're gonna take 441 south. Pass him. There you go, buddy. So yeah, if you're starting to think about riding a motorcycle, if you're now looking into the motorcycle safety classes, if you're going through that process, and if you fell in love with a bike, don't let anybody else talk you out of that bike. You just got to be smart enough to know what the bike is capable of and just not be an idiot. I mean, as a former salesperson, by the way, I sold him his bike, full disclosure. As a former salesperson, it pissed me off when people were like, oh no, I'm gonna kill myself on that bike. No, you're not. I mean, how little self-control do you have? You know? It's like, how little self-control do you have that you're just gonna be pulling on the freaking throttle like a maniac? And the same applies to sport bikes, by the way. And you really hear that about sport bikers say that stuff a lot. Oh no, I can't get a 1000 because I'll myself. No, you won't.
Definitely not.
If you ride like an idiot, you will. Sure.
Look at yourself on a 300.
Yeah, exactly. If you ride a 300 like an idiot, you're gonna kill yourself too. You know, dispel that notion right off the bat, because I just think it's simply ridiculous. So.
And for me, I'm a brand new rider on a 2000cc bike, and I still haven't myself.
Exactly. It's all relative, and it's all about you, the rider. It's not about the motorcycle. I've seen, I mean, in South Florida, unfortunately, we've had a lot of deaths over the past couple of years on the motorcycle, and it's been people from a Honda Grom to a Harley Fat Bob to an S1000 BMW, and it's not about the bike. In all the cases, it's been about the rider, because the rider was riding stupidly, and I'm sorry to say this, because some of those people were friends of mine, but they weren't doing the right things. And when you don't do the right things, when you ride above your skill level, and when you try and do things just to show off or to try to cut corners, that's when things go wrong. That's when you end up hurting yourself. Especially now, if you're a beginner and you ride like that, that's when you're going to get yourself into trouble, because you don't have the riding experience to pull yourself out of that trouble if you get into it. Does that make sense?
Definitely. That's one of the biggest things. Don't start acting like just to show off and for doing things that you shouldn't do when you just started riding.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, that's enough preaching for me. Any final thoughts?
No, if you're thinking about getting a bike, just go for it. Doesn't matter what you do.
Don't let anything or anyone stop you. That's going to do it, y'all. That's it. Ride safe.